Hello everybody and welcome, I am Bricker Boom, and today we're going to finally, after months, finishing the last of the evolutions on this channel. Today, we're going to see if I can beat the game Pokemon FireRed with a single Sylveon. Sylveon is a fairy-type Pokemon, my favorite of the evolutions, and one that I have been looking forward to using for quite some time. It's got a jacked up special defense, a pretty decent special attack and HP. The physical aspects of this thing aren't too bad, and its speed is passable at the very least. For our moveset, we learn a decent little bit of fairy moves, which is good. Coverage-wise, we don't get as much as I would hope, but honestly, I think we'll still be alright. For a rival, truthfully, I don't think it matters too much what we pick, so we're just gonna go ahead and go with Charizard. This is my first time playing this particular version, so I don't know if the moveset is gonna be changed, or what the enemy setup AI is gonna look like, because, I mean, where's the fun in that? Our ability is Cute Charm, and to look at our stats, honestly, it's not surprising that our attack stat is not great, partly due to our calm nature boosting special and lowering physical. Most battles inside the lab are either one-sided for us or one-sided for them. This is the first time in a while that I can think that it's actually a toss-up either way. We do end up winning, and as we move on to the rest of the game and start clearing out the forest, I want to bring one thing up that kind of affects the validity of this run. In this generation of the game, Fairy type didn't technically exist. Sylveon still learns all its normal moves, but the Fairy type moving and its Fairy typing are replaced with question marks. Now, given the fact that I haven't got to use this particular ROM, I was definitely unaware of that when I started the run, and did not pay attention to that until much later. It's something I'm going to be looking into, but I think it's just considered typeless, since it doesn't have anything super effective against it. But on the flip side of that, it means that we don't have anything we can attack with A, super effective damage, and I'm assuming stab as well, so I think that does make it out at least a little bit. Let me know what you think in the comments, or if you know the answer, let me know in the comments. I want to say that as long as I bring in types like, let's just say Lucario, for example, or Spiritomb, whatever it may be, I want to say as long as those types existed by the Gen 3 remakes, will be good going forward. I think it's just because Fairy was introduced so late, but again, let me know, because I have no idea. After clearing out the forest, it's time to try our hand at the optional rival fight, and we also make sure to grind on some Pokemon along the way. For the first bit of the game, we need to use physical moves, and like I said, our physical is not the best. At level 13, we go to the rival, and we have Quick Attack on our side, and honestly, there's nothing super exciting to cover here. It does take a handful of attempts, because Pidgey keeps using Sand Attack. It's a 3-shot, and it makes sure to get plenty of those Sand Attacks in. The problem isn't our health, though. It's the fact that we start missing like it's our job, but after way too many attempts, we are able to go ahead and actually connect our moves and be able to move on into the rest of the game. Now, going into Brock's gym, I gotta be honest, I do not feel confident. We have no way of dealing super effective damage, but we do have some stat-changing moves on our side, so there is a sliver of a chance that we can make this work. Brock starts with Geodude, and we start with some Tail Whips before going on the offensive, but ultimately it just does way too much damage. Now, we do try to swap over to Doll Eyes to lower its attack before going for defense and repeating the process, but the issue is we still get whittled down, and while Onix has weaker stats than a lot of first form Pokemon, it's still more than enough to be able to take us out of this level. So, at level 17, we start with Sand Attacking the Geodude, lowering its accuracy by 2 stages. Then, we use Baby Doll Eyes to lower its attack by 2 stages. Then, Tail Whip to do the same to its defense. We do end up taking it to red. And then Brock swaps out to Onix, and it hits with a decent Rock Tomb. So we go ahead and repeat the process with the Onix as well, and we actually manage to take it down with a couple Swifts. After that, he switches back to the very injured Geodude, who we knock out in one shot to win the battle, and get to move on to the next leg of the game. Now that we're moving on, it's at this time I'd like to remind you to subscribe to the channel. We're starting to do some more streams on here along with Twitch as we get into the summer. And what I'm thinking that I'm probably going to do is do one stream, because I can only stream twice realistically. I can do one stream on Twitch and then one stream on here per week. It's great that you can do both for free with OBS, but I also don't like having to divide my attention between both chats, especially when people pop into both. One, it makes it hard to keep up, and two, I built a lot of my first audience on Twitch, so more often than not, unless I specifically say, hey, YouTube is the only place I'm active, nobody ever goes to my YouTube. It's always on Twitch, which I do appreciate, but I do also need to work on the watch hours. Also, make sure if you like this video to go ahead and actually like it on YouTube, because it just increases the chance that people are going to get introduced to the channel. And then finally, the Dome Fossil is and always will be the only proper fossil choice, so we make sure to go ahead and grab that before heading into Cerulean. Now, we have a couple options ahead of us, and that's fighting the rival or fighting Misty. I do take out the trainers in her gym, just for the easy EXP. Might as well see if we can beat Misty. We try that first and get Water Pulsed and Confused and smack ourselves naturally. We do snap out of Confusion, but we're not even doing half, and Misty heals up. Another Water Pulse takes us to near 20 HP, and although we take it out, we have 12 HP to our name. Starmie just rapid spins to flex on us and knocks us out. Let's try the rival. The rival starts off with Pidgeotto, and given the fact that we have Swift, the sand attacks do not bother us nearly as much as they used to. After 3 shots, we do manage to take it down. Abra is out next, so we Swift it, taking it to about half, and it does teleport, sending the Rattata out. Swift takes it to red, and we get Tail Whip before a quick attack hits us, and we take it down. We learn Drain Kiss because the passive HP is going to be amazing, and then the injured Abra is out again, and it goes down. Last is Charmander. We use Drain Kiss, taking it below half and healing up to full. Scratch does not do much, and then we take it out with a Swift to win the battle. After that, we can go ahead and go through the Pokemon trainers to the north and try fighting Misty again. Now that we've got a few levels, Staryu is a lot easier for us to take down. The biggest issue is that Starmie has Recover. In earlier gens, it had 20 PP, so it's just able to win that war of attrition against us. So what we do, we go ahead, go take out the trainers to the south as well, because what we're going to need to be able to do is out-damage the recovery. And then, after way too many attempts and some additional levels, we're able to have this attempt. Staryu is up first, and we take it to below half with Swift, as Water Pulse does a little. Misty heals up, and it's best case scenario, and 2 turns later, we knock it out. After that, the Starmie and I trade Swifts, and we get Water Pulse some. We do get confused, but still manage a Tail Whip, alternating between Tail Whips and Drain Kisses to get the HP back and soften it up a little bit. This battle takes forever, to the point where you see calendar pages flying off the wall as I talk to chat about how much I despise the move Recover. After far too many turns, and where I'm guessing Recover has finally run out of usage, we're finally able to take it out to win the battle with very little sanity remaining on my part. After that, we can go to the ship, and I completely forget to grab the items that I need for the first time in a while, and I'm going to blame chat on that. So if you were watching me during the Sylveon run, yeah, this is on you. Normally, if I go to the rival, I do make sure to do this, but like I said, I was distracted, and I just head straight to the rival fight. Pidgeotto is first, and first goes down to 3 Swifts. After that, Raticate, we start draining Kiss on it for health, and then finish it off with Swift. From there, Kadabra is out, and we get hit with Confusion, swifting it to not quite half. Another Confusion lands, and we Drain Kiss, taking it out, and getting back to almost full. After that, it's his Charmeleon, and he can smoke screen all he wants because we have Swift, and I don't plan on missing anytime soon. And we take it down in 3 shots to be able to win the battle. From there, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a Pokemon that can use Cut, and then go to fight Surge. Surge can be tricky with the fact that we're probably going to spend most of the battle paralyzed, but let's take a look and see what happens. Surge starts with Voltorb and uses Screech as we use Drain Kiss, taking it to yellow, and then Surge heals up. But after a paralysis, we can go ahead and take it down. Then it's out to Pikachu, and we continue smooching as it sets up Double Team, taking it to a Sliver. It does use Quick Attack, and we can take it out with Swift. Raichu is out and begins setting up Double Team, and we can ping away at it. Raichu continues to set up rather than attack, and then we miss. The next attack, though, we manage to connect to take it to Red. Quick Attack does solid damage, and a final Drain Kiss connects to take it out and win the battle. On a second try victory, because Paralysis was in fact a nightmare. Alright, so to be fair, that did go a little bit smoother than I thought, and with that out of the way, it's time for the game to start opening up for us. When we get through the Dark Cave, we're going to have plenty of options that are available. Now, unfortunately though, there is some bad news. We do manage to get to Celadon, however, in this particular ROM, the game corner is gone. We'll probably want to go to the Celadon supermarket. Spoiler alert, as I'm recording this, I realized I never did that. But I was going to see what they had in stock. For those that don't know, I do write these scripts as I go along, and as of right now, I haven't gone to the supermarket yet. And as of recording this, I realize I completely forgot. We'll go ahead, we'll see if we can take on Erica first, but given her ability to status us, honestly, this is just another one that could go either way if we're being completely honest. Erica first starts with Victory Bell, and it opens with Stun Spore, and we use Drain Kiss doing a bit of damage, but definitely not enough. After that, it begins using Giga Drain, and it heals up basically half the damage we end up doing to it. We try to keep up, but ultimately with Paralysis and the fact that Erica also can just heal up with the items, it's going to be a big war. Before the battle's even over, we end up resetting and just go to Giovani, where I assume I have a better chance. With Giovani, he starts with Onyx, and I somehow keep forgetting that these dudes have Sturdy that leaves them with 1 HP. But in this instance, we do leave it with a couple HP, so I guess it doesn't matter. We get hit with Smackdown, and then take it out with a critical hit Swift. After that, Kangaskhan comes out, Mega Punch does solid damage, and we Drain Kiss to try offsetting that damage a bit. Another Mega Punch connects, and we continue with our Kissing. A third Punch connects, surprisingly, and then we can take it down. Finally, you have Rhyhorn, and a Drain Kiss takes it down with a crit that I don't think mattered at all. Now, given the fact that we have some levels, let's go fight Erica. Victory Bell is first, and we outspeed now, using Drain Kiss and taking it below half with a crit and get Stun Spored again. Erica heals up, and we tank a Giga Drain a bit better now, as we hit it with Swift, and then set up Light Screen. Now, with the Light Screen, Giga Drain does far less, as we stay paralyzed before going on the offensive with a Drain Kiss to get some HP back. After a few more turns, we're able to take it out. After that, Tangela comes out, and we just begin swifting it, taking it to Red, as it uses Ingrain. Giga Drain heals it up a bit, and we set up Light Screen again for some safety. We stay paralyzed, then Drain Kiss again, taking it down. Last but not least, you have Vileplume, and Swift doesn't do too much. It is using Giga Drain as well, but between Light Screen to reduce damage and Drain Kiss, we're usually actually staying healthy. After a few more turns, we're able to take it out to win the battle. Alright, so what we'll go ahead and do is grab our flying Pokemon, then head to the tower. After we beat the rival at the tower, we're going to go ahead and talk about how our likely typeless Sylveon is doing in the game so far. The rival starts with Pidgeotto, and it opens with Quick Attack as we take it to below half with Swift. Another Quick Attack, and Swift later, we take it down. After that, Execute comes out, and we swap over to Drain Kiss, taking it to Red as it hits Sleep Powder. We stay asleep, and it hits with Bullet Seed, and we wake up to take it down with Swift. Gyarados comes out next, and we swap back to Drain Kiss, taking it to right around half as it uses Leer. And then we can take it down with just Drain Kiss and Swift. As Kadabra comes out, we use Swift to take it to Yellow as it uses Disable, and then we can take it down with a Drain Kiss. Charmeleon is last, and we use Light Screen for safety as it uses Scary Face and Smokescreen. Drain Kiss takes it well below half as Dragon Rage connects, and then we take it down to win the battle. Let's try that fight against Koga. Koga starts with Coughing, and we open up with Moonblast, taking the Coughing down in one go. After that, it's out to Muck, and we don't even do a quarter of its health, and it sets up Toxic. Swift does a bit of damage, and then the Toxic connects, and with Minimize and Toxic damage, we end up going down. We do try this about a dozen times, but sadly, we're just not able to make this happen right now. So what we do is we go to Silphco and begin making our way through the entirety of the tower. We grab vitamins, we make sure to fight them all, and then after that, it's time for us to fight the rival. Also, be careful, in the previous ROM that I used for this game, it wasn't this one, but the elevator in here would actually make the game crash. I don't think I used the elevator this time, so just be wary if that does happen. Just make sure you save beforehand. Save frequently. Always save frequently. Pidgeot is first, and we open with Moonblast as it uses agility for some reason, and we take it to yellow. It uses Feather Dance, which is fine because we rely more on special anyway, and take it down. The scrambled eggs are next, and we Moonblast them into the Shadow Realm. Gyarados comes out, and we continue with Moonblast, taking it down with a critical hit that I'm not 100% sure mattered. Alakazam sets up Reflect, and we use Drain Kiss, anticipating an attack. It uses Recover as we swap over to Moonblast, taking it to red. Another recovery brings it to half, and Moonblast takes it down. Finally, it's out to Charizard, and Fire Fang does decent damage and burns us as we Drain Kiss it, getting back most of our health despite the damage and the burn. Another Drain Kiss brings it to yellow, and then we Drain Kiss it to red. Another Fire Fang, and we take it down to win this on a surprising first try victory. Let's go to Giovani. Giovani starts with Nidorino, and Moonblast is able to one-shot it. Then it's out to Kangaskhan, and Moonblast takes it to red as Mega Punch connects. We swap to Drain Kiss for that bit of recovery and take it down. Rhyhorn is out, and Drain Kiss takes it to yellow as Drill Run hits hard before we take it down. Nidoqueen is last if we get hit hard with Body Slam, as Drain Kiss does decent damage, but we get poisoned. Poison Sting connects, and then we Moonblast it, taking it to red. Another Poison Sting does a little, and then we knock it out to win the battle. After a quick heal up, it's time to go ahead and go fight Sabrina. Now, honestly, this can go either way given the fact that her Pokemon are just a lot faster than ours. Sabrina starts off with Kadabra, and we open up with Moonblast, mostly hoping for a one-shot sweep as it sets up Future Sight and we take it down. After that, Mr. Mime is out, and we take it to almost red and lower its special as it sets up Calm Mind. Sabrina heals, and we take it to about half as Future Sight connects. Sabrina heals again, and we take it to almost half, then Moonblast it to red. Another Calm Mind is set up, then we knock it out with Drain Kiss, getting a couple hit points back. Venomoth is out, and we use Light Screen and Preparation for the Alakazam as it misses Supersonic. It does connect the next Supersonic as we take it to yellow. Leech Life does a surprising amount of damage, and we Drain Kiss it, taking it to red, and then knocking it out as Light Screen wears off. Awesome. Alakazam is out, and it Calm Minds as we Drain Kiss for not very much damage. We do set up Light Screen, mostly just in preparation, then swap over to Return as it uses Future Sight. It recovers once, Calm Minds, we Moonblast it to yellow. It sets up another Future Sight for some reason, and then we can just take it down. Now from here, I'd like to tell you a story about how hard work, perseverance, and a dream of being the #1 hero were able to crush Koga beneath our boot. Sadly, that would be a lie. As it stands right now, we are still getting dominated. We get a couple vitamins on the stats we haven't maxed. We fight the fighting gym guys, and even then, we are still getting absolutely rolled. So with no further options at this time, we do end up having to level up some. At level 50, a single Moonblast is enough to take down the Coughing since it was a one-shot previously. After that, it's out to Muck, and Moonblast takes it to right around half as it uses Toxic, and another Moonblast takes it down. From there, the next Coughing is also a one-shot. Weezing is his last Pokemon, and we use Drain Kiss to take it to almost half and get back some HP. Then, we swap over to Moonblast and take it down to win the battle. This took ages to get the luck to line up, especially since Muck was in the damage range of either being knocked out or stalling the battle even further. Trust me, I did this a lot. That's awesome, though. Now that we're done with that, thank God, we can go ahead and make our way to Cinnabar, clear out the mansion, and then go fight Blaine himself. Blaine first sends out Growlithe, and Moonblast is able to one-shot it. Then you have Ponyta, we're able to do the same thing to it as well. After that, you have Rapidash, and Fire Spin does a little, obviously, and Moonblast takes it to yellow. Fire Blast doesn't do much, and then we do a Drain Kiss just to make sure we stay healthy enough, and we take it to yellow, then Blaine heals, because of course. Moonblast takes it to yellow, and it bounces and paralyzes us sadly, but we do manage to take it down. Last up is Arcanine, and Bite is doing decent damage, and we stay paralyzed twice, but then Drain Kiss it for decent damage, but then we stay paralyzed again and get taken down. On the next attempt, though, it goes exactly the same, complete with the paralysis. The biggest difference in the battles, though, is that we don't spend multiple turns paralyzed, so we can actually take down the Arcanine to win the battle and the badge. Alright, let's go to Giovani and see how things go. After we get through Giovani and then the rival fight, we can go ahead and talk about the Elite Four, or at least how I think it's going to go. Like I said, I tend to play the game in parts, write the script, rinse and repeat that process best I can, so at the time of writing, I legit have no idea how it's going to go. Giovani first starts with Rhyhorn, and we open up a Moonblast, taking it down in one shot. After that, it's out to Dugtrio, and it likes to use Mud Slap, and what we need to happen is get the Quick Claw activation, because with the accuracy drop, it usually wrecks our attempts, and we get that, one-shotting it. Afterwards, Nidoqueen is out, and Moonblast takes it to about half, and Giovani heals up a few times before letting it go down. After that, Nidoking goes to yellow with Moonblast, and then goes down. And then finally, you have the other Rhyhorn, and we'll take it out to win the battle, and the final badge. Alright, that actually took a lot more attempts than I thought, so what we're going to go ahead and do is heal up, go fight the rival, and see how we do. Pidgeot is first, and we use Moonblast as he uses Feather Dance, and then we take it down. Rhydon is a simple one-shot, and then the same can be said about the Execute as well. Gyarados just spams Hydro Pump, and we do manage to take those and take it down. Then, with Alakazam, it just begins to spam Calm Mind as we set up Light Screen, and an early critical hit Moonblast ends up taking it down. Finally, it's out to Charizard, and we get hit with Wing Attack and use Drain Kiss. We swap over to Moonblast to get a Quick Claw activate, hitting it with a critical hit, and one-shotting it. Alright, now we're on the way to the Elite Four. We'll go ahead and do a little bit of theory crafting. Overall, I think Lorelai's probably going to be pretty difficult. I know that's a shocker, that never happens, but given the fact that we don't have a way to deal super effective damage, I could see Bruno being a problem, given how hard he can hit us, but we're just going to have to see on that. Agatha should be somewhat easy, given the fact that ghosts do tend to be frail. I really wish that I had Shadow Ball, but naturally that was in the game corner, so no shot there. Then, finally with Lance, he would be just an absolute walk in the park if we had our fairy typing. But without that, it could go either way, to be honest. I still think that we'll be able to at least take down most of his team. The good news is, yes, we are going to get intimidated, but we don't use our physical attack all that much, and I think that the fact that none of our moves are directly resisted will have an easy enough time. And then with the final rival, that should be okay. I don't know if we're going to need light screens, but given the fact that we just won this on a first try victory, hopefully the final rival fight goes the same way. First up is Lorelai, and we're at level 58, and Dugong is first up. And we start with light screen as Ice Beam connects. We use Moonblast, taking it below half, then get frozen. Then Lorelai heals just as a flex, and our Quick Claw activates so we can somehow be frozen faster. When we unthaw, we hit it with Return, and then get frozen again. Light screen wears off, and this time we stay frozen to get taken to almost red. When we thaw out, we do get some HP back with Drain Kiss, and then Lorelai heals again. We swap to Moonblast, taking it to red and lowering its special, which saves us in the end. We then swap to Return to take it out. Cloyster's out, we set up Light Screen, and Dive does a good bit of damage. We do Drain Kiss to try to stay healthy and take it down. Surprisingly, the Slowbro goes down pretty easy as well with just a few attacks. As we get to Jinx, it misses its sleep move first turn, as we set up Light Screen, then get put to sleep. We do wake up second turn, but our HP is in the red, but we take it to red, and then take it out with a Drain Kiss. Last but not least is Lapras, and Drain Kiss isn't doing as much as I'd hoped, and we get confused. After that, we get Body Slammed, and Drain Kiss is keeping us somewhat healthy. But then we smack ourselves in confusion, and we go down. We do try this a lot, and I mean a lot, and we can usually get to Lapras, unless we just have some mad luck on the rolls, but it turns out we need to level up some more. Even with the fact that we got frozen twice, that was still actually a really good attempt. Critical hits do affect this, damage ranges affect this. It's just we're not able to get there as consistently as we need to. At level 65, the Dugong is technically a 2-shot, though Lorelei heals a lot. As Cloyster is out, we set up Light Screen and take it down with a few smooches to gain back some much-needed HP. Now, when the Jinx is out, we get put to sleep, but when we wake up, we can take it out, though we do get put to sleep again. Lapras is a long back and forth, but we are able to eventually take it down to win the battle, albeit barely. Now, on to Bruno, and this took a long time, so I'm just going to skip over to the winning attempt to save us both some time, and that's partly because I'm recording this now. This video premieres at 3:30. It's currently 10:27 a.m. Same day, by the way, so we've got about 5 hours before this video is up. Thank Arceus, I've gotten quicker in editing because this is definitely a rush job to be done. Who knows, it may not be done by 3:30, because technically I only have until about 1:45 because I gotta go pick my kiddo up from school. Anyway, level 75, and we use Return to break the Onyx's sturdy and then take it down with Moonblast. Sky Uppercut from Hitmonchan hits hard, and we take it to red as Bruno spends some time healing before it goes down. Hitmonlee can hit hard, but also can go down very easily. The second Onyx, we repeat the sturdy break, then hit it with a knockout. Machamp does hit a decent cross chop, but we hit hard with Moonblast to take it down and win the battle. Alright, let's see how things go with Agatha and her ghosty types. Agatha starts with Gengar, and Moonblast one-shots it. What we want to do with the Golbat is preserve Drain Kiss and Moonblast, since those are the only moves that can hit. So, we use the physical returns, and it just kind of stalls out the battle. As Haunter comes out, it's a one-shot, and then with Arbok, it does some more stalling, but it's very kind enough to just go ahead and get knocked out quite easily. You have the final Gengar, and while it does put us to sleep, we get an early enough wake-up to hit it with Moonblast and take it down to win the battle. As we go into the Lance fight, I really wish I had my Dragon typing. Lance starts with Gyarados, so we open with Moonblast, taking it to yellow as Dragon Rage connects. Lance does spend a turn healing, and we hit a soft attack to knock it out. After that, Dragonair is out and goes down to Moonblast. Another Dragonair is out, and we Moonblast it, taking it down as well. Then, Aerodactyl is out, and we get hit with Wing Attack, and Q-Charm activates as we Drain Kiss it. We do take it to yellow, and then we can knock it out. Finally, you have Dragonite, and we use Moonblast, taking it to yellow as the berry activates. Outrage hits hard, and we Drain Kiss to take it to yellow. Barely survive another Outrage, and then we take it down to win the last of the Elite Four with one battle to go. The final rival opens with Pidgeot, and we need to make sure that we take it out in one shot. Even at the highest of our damage ranges, it just barely survives, and from there, we get hit with Sand Attack. The rival always ends up healing, and we can get a decent bit into the battle, but the biggest issue is we just end up missing way too many times to be able to actually win this. So at this level, we're still leaving it with a Sliver, and we get hit with Feather Dance, which again is best case scenario for us. Alakazam is out and only sets up a screen before we take it down. Then the Rhydon is a one-shot as well. From there, the Eggies come out, and we put it into the red as we get put to sleep. We do get Egg Bombed a lot, and then we take it out with a Draining Kiss. As Gyarados comes out, it takes us to the red, and we hit it with Moonblast. He swaps to Charizard on a Drain Kiss for some reason, and we get a decent bit of health back, but more importantly, we're able to swap to Moonblast and take it out. Then, he has to switch back to the very injured Gyarados, so we take it out to win the battle and the run. Whew! Well, I hope that you enjoyed this particular run, and I think next week I can get a bit more editing done earlier, so I'm not trying to finish this just a few hours before it goes up. I think with this particular ROM, if we had a fairy typing, it would have been easier, but honestly, it was still a lot of fun getting to use Sylveon. For next week, I'm not 100% sure what I'll do, since I still have some Gen 1 Pokemon that need to beat the game. I also want to set up a clock and see how quickly some of the evolved Pokemon can beat the game without relying on the in-game clock. For now, though, I think I'm going to go ahead, eat some breakfast, get this edited. So, as always, if you liked the video, even if you didn't like the video, hit the like and subscribe button, because it really does help me out. And until next time, everybody, peace out!